Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into an epic crossover scenario. What if Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia met Jolyne Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? Buckle up as we explore how these two heroes from different worlds might clash or collaborate. Let's jump right in. We find ourselves several days after the UA Sports Festival, specifically in the principal's office of this famous school. Something unbelievable was happening there. Several teachers and top 10 heroes were analyzing a video left on Principal Nezu's desk, titled Traitor. After watching the video, many were confused and refused to believe it showed the best student and future symbol of peace, Izuku Midoriya, giving UA secrets to the League of Villains. Nezu, for some reason, I found the video here and called you to see it and give me your thoughts. So, let's hear them. All Might, Principal, it's clear the video is fake. Young Midoriya would never do something like that, he said confidently, trusting his apprentice completely. Endeavor, that's true. We've all seen how he's helped others, even at a cost to himself, he said, knowing Midoriya had helped his son understand his power and showed him the harm he'd done to his family, even if it meant losing at the festival. Midnight, yes, the boy has always shown the best intentions to be a hero. It's ridiculous to think the video is real. It's probably a trick by the League of Villains because of the trouble he's caused them. Nezu, that's likely, but there's more on the tape. He then showed a second video of Tomura Shigaraki sitting in front of the camera. Shigaraki, hello, heroes. As you saw, Izuku Midoriya is the UA traitor. Before you think it's fake, analyze the video, he said confidently. The boy was quirkless and tired of society treating him badly for it. He came to us, and my master all for one showed him how to change this rotten world ruled by heroes. He's been a headache for everyone, even my master. I now have all UA's information, so keeping him is a burden. He then laughed maniacally, and the best part is he was stealing from you all this time, and you never suspected him. Ha 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 ha. The video ended. The room was so silent you could hear everyone breathing. Many couldn't believe what they'd just heard, but most were sure Izuku was innocent, especially 4 people who were certain it was a lie or a setup. Nezu, we should analyze every detail of the video, piece by piece. Any inconsistency, like the clothes or anything out of place, will show it's fake. Aizawa, it's probably fake. They've always wanted to get rid of Midoriya since he arrived. It's likely a trap, said Eraserhead, knowing the green-haired boy would never do that. All Might, Aizawa is right. Izuku wouldn't do something like this. We should send the videos to the police for analysis. Once they confirm it's fake, we can discard this video and that trap, he said confidently, fully trusting his student. Nezu, all right, it's decided. Not a word of what was said here will be mentioned until the video's authenticity is proven, understood? Everyone nodded and began to leave until only Nezu, All Might, and Endeavor remained, determined to prove the video was just a lie to get Izuku out of the way. It's a few days after Hero Killer Stain's defeat. Izuku Midoriya, who many say is UA's best student, dreams of being a hero. Since he was a kid, even though 80% of people have a special power and he was in the 20% that didn't, he never gave up. His dream was to become a hero, no matter what. One day, he got a strong power, giving him hope. It meant he could finally achieve his dream. The person who gave him this hope became like a father figure to him, someone he trusted and admired. But that trust would soon be shattered. Izuku, great, I fell asleep watching anime too late. I need to hurry, or Aizawa will scold and punish me. He used his quirk to run faster. Just before reaching UA, he got a call. It was the kind of call no one wants to get, a call that would change his life forever. Who was it from? The answer would be a huge blow. Izuku, what? A call from the police? He thought with fear, maybe they saw me use my quirk to get here faster. That must be it. I hope my mom doesn't get mad, he thought as he answered the call. Elsewhere, minutes earlier. Police Officer 1, this place is a mess, he said, entering a destroyed cafe. Hero 1, good thing we were nearby, or those villains would have caused more damage and injuries, he thought, as they had arrived just in time to stop the criminals. Hero 2, excuse me, officer, he said, getting the policeman's attention, can you give me the injury report? Police Officer 2, sure, 16 people have minor injuries, 4 are seriously hurt, and there's only 1 death. Hero 1, damn it, he shouted in anger. I need to inform the family. Can you tell me the name of the deceased? Police Officer 2, of course, the deceased is, checking the papers, Inko Midoriya. Hero 1, alright, can I have the closest relative's number, please? Police officer 2, here you go, handing him a paper with the number. Let's see, Izuku Midoriya. This is going to be tough, he said as he started to dial the number. I don't know how he'll take it. With Izuku. Izuku, hello, this is Izuku Midoriya. What do you need? He said nervously, not expecting what he was about to hear. On the other end of the call. Hello, this is the police station. Izuku, yes, what do you need? He asked, even more nervous. We regret to inform you that Ms. Inko Midoriya died in a villain attack at a cafe downtown. Please come to the central police station. Izuku, I'm on my way, he replied, ending the call. Tears started to fall, and he began to cry. No. It can't be true. No, it can't be possible, he whispered, using all his strength and one for all to run as fast as he could to the police station. He hoped it was a mistake, a joke, or some confusion. He arrived quickly and was taken to a room where the bodies of accident or murder victims were kept. He slowly approached a covered body, uncovering it to reveal a female figure, his mother, with signs of strangulation and burns. Izuku fell to his knees, crying harder than ever, trying to deny that the body was his mother. Izuku, and no, it can't be true. It must be a lie. My mom isn't dead. She's at home making lunch. She's alive, he cried, holding his head in his hands and shaking it, refusing to accept the truth. Hours passed as he remembered how his mother had always been there for him. His father had left before he was born, but his mother had always loved and supported him. She was there when he was told he was quirkless, healed his injuries, celebrated when he got his quirk, and recently threw him a party because she was proud of him. All these memories flooded his mind as he clung to his mother's body, not wanting to let go. After several hours, an officer approached him with more painful news. They needed to perform an autopsy because the cameras hadn't recorded what happened. Police officer, son, go home or inform your school you won't be attending for a few days. We need to perform an autopsy on your mother. After it's done, the government will pay for her burial. Please let us do our job, he said, seeing Izuku's lost expression. Izuku didn't respond, only stood up silently, and left the police station. He walked to his school to inform his classmates and the principal about his mother's death. It took him 30 minutes to reach the school gate, where he saw a familiar figure. It was his homeroom teacher, Shota Aizawa, who looked unusually sad. Aizawa approached him, noticing the look of pain, suffering, and sadness on his student's face, a student who usually radiated happiness and life. Aizawa, Midor he couldn't finish because Izuku's words shocked him. Izuku, I lost my mother, Aizawa. She died in a villain attack, he said with a lifeless voice, tears and sobs following his words. Aizawa, what did he just say? I'm so sorry, Midoriya, he stammered, then hugged Izuku. Though it was hard, Aizawa shed several tears because of Izuku's pain. He knew something more complicated was coming. Damn, he just lost his mother, and he hasn't faced them yet. Aizawa stayed with him for several minutes, trying to calm him down. He knew something was about to happen, something he disagreed with but couldn't stop. Aizawa, Midoriya, come with me. Principal Nezu wants to talk to you, his voice breaking and filled with sadness. Izuku, okay, Aizawa-sensei, he said, standing up and slowly walking. Class had just ended, but as he walked, he noticed several people still inside classroom 1A. Maybe Nezu knows and will give me some time off. Just before entering, Aizawa stopped him to say something that left him confused. Aizawa, no matter what happens, I trust you completely, Midoriya. Izuku, why do you say that, Aizawa-sensei? Aizawa didn't respond and opened the door, revealing all the teachers and several heroes inside. Some looked sad, others disappointed, some angry, and some neutral. Izuku sat down. Nezu, young Midoriya, do you know why you were called here? Nezu noticed something different about Izuku's face and eyes, which were red like Aizawa's, and he had a very sad expression. What happened to him? He looks so different. Izuku, I don't know, maybe he couldn't finish because Present Mike said something that left his mind blank. Present Mike, Izuku Midoriya, we have evidence that shows you are the UA traitor. As punishment, you will be sent to maximum security prison because of your ties to the League of Villains and your high intelligence. A regular prison would be too risky, as you could escape at any moment. Therefore, you will serve a life sentence in Tartarus, the most secure prison in Japan. Izuku, what did he just say? Present Mike, Izuku Midoriya, we found evidence showing that you are the traitor of UA. As a punishment, you will be sent to the highest security prison because of your connections with the Villain League and your high intellect. A regular prison would be too risky, as you could escape at any moment. Therefore, you will serve a life sentence in Tartarus, the most secure prison in Japan. Izuku, what did he just say? A silence filled the room, broken only by a faint, confused voice. Izuku, can you repeat that? Present Mike, in short, we've found out you're the UA traitor, and you'll be sent to Tartarus for security reasons. Your skills and combat intelligence make a regular prison too risky, as you might escape. Izuku's expression turned to one of anger and disbelief. Izuku, where did you get that nonsense? Izuku's voice was filled with anger and sadness, unable to understand how this could be true. I would never do something like that. Present Mike, and you still have the nerve to ask, you dirty traitor? The answer is right here. He pointed to a video on the TV. The video showed Tomura, the leader of the Villain League, in a nearby alley. He was leaning against the wall as if waiting for someone. Tomura, that damn kid is going to be late again. I'm starting to get fed up with him. His voice showed anger and frustration as he rubbed his neck. Damn it, calm down Tomura. Then, a boy with green hair and freckles appeared. Tomura, damn kid, always late. When will you ever arrive on time? Izuku, calm down, I'll come whenever I want. The day I arrive early is the day I start respecting you. Until then, go to hell. Tomura, damn kid. His tone was one of extreme anger. TSK, as long as you bring the information, I don't care what you think of me. Just get the job done. Izuku, whatever, I'll see you later. Anyway, they would never suspect me. Even if they did, it would take them months to figure it out, and by then the plan would be over. Here's the information, and stop bothering me for at least a week. It's annoying getting calls for updates. He handed over some papers and USB drives. See you around. He left. Tomura, damn, I might need to get rid of him sooner than planned. At least the kid gave me all the UA information. He entered a portal behind him. After that, the video showed Tomura speaking to the camera. When it ended, a heavy silence fell. Only the sound of dripping water was heard from Izuku, who was crying silently. Present Mike, so, traitor, what do you have to say? Izuku lifted his gaze, but it was filled with sadness and confusion. Izuku, do you really think that person in the video is me? I would never do something like that. I risked my life to save my friends. I never even thought about it. His face changed from determination to sadness as he looked for answers. No one answered except Present Mike, which made Izuku think everyone agreed with him. But then, a muscular man approached. Izuku, do you believe me, All Might? All Might's expression was very different from what anyone would expect. He looked deeply disappointed and regretful. All Might, no, Midoriya, I no longer believe in you. Izuku lowered his gaze. I trusted you, but you deceived us. I was about to be so proud of you. His tone was flat and relaxed, without anger, just disappointment. Izuku cried even more. The person he saw as a mentor, a role model, even a father figure, no longer believed in him. All Might, Izuku, please give me the all for one. It's a power you don't deserve. His tone became even sadder and slower. Izuku felt his already shattered heart break completely. In less than 24 hours, he had lost everything. Izuku, all right, All Might. I thought you would oppose or at least trust me, but I see I was wrong. I was wrong about everyone. So here, take it. As you said, it's not a power I deserve. I hope you find someone better than me. I'm sorry I was the worst bearer ever. He pulled out a strand of hair and handed it over. All Might took it and kept it, but those words made him shed a few tears. Despite his belief that Izuku was the traitor, the sadness in Izuku's voice made him feel like he might be innocent. He left the room and headed to his office. Nezu approached and whispered in Izuku's ear. Nezu, run. It was barely audible, but to Nezu's surprise, Izuku responded. Izuku, thanks for the advice, Nezu, but what's the point if no one believes me? Besides, I have nothing left to fight for. I've lost everything. Tears started to flow as he spoke with the remnants of his broken heart. Cementos, stop pretending and let's go. He put chains and an anti-quirk collar on Izuku. As they left the room and headed to the exit, Izuku was met with boos from other students. But something unexpected happened when he reached his classroom. All his classmates were there. Izuku thought they might oppose him, but it was the opposite. They began to attack, boo, and insult him. How could this be? Before he could react, several attacks hit him. Izuku, what the hell? He was hit with multiple attacks, stunned to see his own classmates attacking him. Why are you doing this? He asked with the little strength he had left. Ida, you'll pay for this, you damn traitor. As he left the room and started towards the exit, he was met with boos from his classmates in other grades. But something different happened when he reached his classroom. All his classmates were there. Izuku thought they would be against him, but it turned out to be the opposite. They started attacking, booing, and insulting him. How could this be? Before he could react, several attacks hit him. Izuku, what the heck? He then took several hits and was shocked to see his own classmates attacking him. Guys, what's wrong? He said with his remaining strength after the attacks. Ida, you'll pay for this, you damn traitor. A few hours earlier, there had already been a commotion in the office because Izuku was missing. Cementos, he probably found out about the league's betrayal and avoided coming. Present Mike, that's likely. Aizawa, he must have a reason for not showing up or reporting in. Nezu, maybe. We're not sure yet. For now, it's best to wait. Present Mike, forget it. He probably escaped. He headed for the door. We need to tell the students so they can try to capture him if they see him. Then he went to all the classrooms, entering the last one, 1A. Inside, all of Class 1A was there except Midoriya. Ida, everyone, get up and leave. He couldn't finish because Present Mike interrupted. Present Mike, straight to the point. Has anyone heard from Midoriya? Uraka, no, we've tried to contact him, but his phone seems to be off. Present Mike, damn it, listen up. Izuku Midoriya is the traitor of UA. If you see him, try to capture him. He must pay for his crimes. He spoke with noticeable anger. Uraka, what? That can't be true. He can't be the traitor. She knew Izuku well and was sure he wouldn't do such a thing. Momo, it's true. Ida, is this some kind of joke? Everyone started to disagree with the announcement until Present Mike delivered the final blow. Present Mike, it's hard to accept, but we got a video showing him giving information to the League of Villains. Their leader, Tomura Shigaraki, admits that Izuku is the traitor and that they no longer need him. These words made most of the class believe Izuku was the traitor, but 3 people stayed silent because they couldn't believe he was. The video was reviewed over the past weeks, and it was concluded that it was real. There was silence for a moment until someone broke it in the worst way. Mineta, that jerk, he's been fooling us all this time. Ida, I see. If the video was analyzed and proved true, then he is a damn traitor. Kirishima, that jerk. That's not manly at all. Mineta, really, how could he have fooled us all this time? Tokoyami, we need to catch him. He must pay for the damage he caused us. Everyone started insulting Izuku, but the one you'd least expect to defend him was the one who stepped up to protect the green-haired boy. Bakugo, shut up, you damn extras. He yelled with rage, a different tone from his usual anger, showing he was even more upset by the comments. Have you all forgotten what he's done for you? Uraka, Bakugo's right. It's impossible he did this. He's so pure-hearted, he would never do that. He's always wanted to help us whenever we needed it. Bakugo, you lost Sonic cousin, have you forgotten how he saved you from Stain? Or have you forgotten how many times he's helped us without caring? He's innocent. He'd never do this. He yelled angrily, knowing Izuku for years, and although he never admitted it, Izuku was his childhood friend and he cared a lot for him. There was silence because Bakugo was right. Mineta, forget it, he must have been faking it all along. I'll catch him and get all the girls for myself. I'll have a harem. Denki, that's the best plan ever. I support you. Sero, we need to catch him as soon as possible. Ida, he's right. We need to capture him. To do that, we should focus on his legs. Once he can't walk, he'll be easy prey. Kirishima, now that's a plan worthy of a real man. Everyone except Uraka, Bakugo, and Todoroki agreed with the plan. Then something Present Mike said annoyed these 3. Present Mike, alright, if you help stop or capture him, I promise you can get back at him for all the damage he's caused. Agreed? Everyone except the 3 nodded and waited for the green-haired boy to appear. Hours later. Kyoka, I hear him, I hear his footsteps. He seems to be coming with someone else. They should have caught him by now. She said, almost shouting to alert her teammates while her jacks were embedded in the wall. Ida, okay, we need to be ready. If he tries to escape, we'll stop him, and if he comes with others, We'll show him who he's dealing with," he said, making his usual robot moves. Everyone agreed, and a while later, they saw the green-haired boy coming with present Mike and Cementos. "Mina, all right, it's time," she said, almost shouting. "Get ready." They started attacking and booing Izuku. How could this happen? Before he could even react, several attacks hit him. Izuku, what the heck? Then he took several hits and was shocked to see his own classmates attacking him. Why are you guys doing this?" he said with his remaining strength after the attacks. "Ida, you'll pay for this, you damn traitor." Izuku, what the heck? He was then hit by several attacks, completely stunned to see that it was his own teammates attacking him. What's going on, guys?" he said with the little strength he had left after the attacks. "Ida, you'll pay for this, you dirty traitor." Before Izuku could react, he was hit by more attacks from his former classmates and future co-workers. To them, he was just a dirty traitor that needed to be destroyed. As Ida had said, everyone focused on his legs. Mina threw her acid, Suyu used her tongue to restrain him, Mineta used his balls, and 2,000,000 volts were thrown at him, followed by a barrage of punches and kicks from the rest of his classmates. "Izuku, what's happening?" he said with great difficulty, struggling to even speak. His legs were shattered and purple from the injuries. "Ida, what's happening? We found out you're a dirty traitor." He was cut off by an explosion and ice attacks from Bakugo and Todoroki. They rushed to help Izuku escape, but was that what he wanted? "Todoroki, quick, get him out of here," he shouted as he created an ice wall separating them from the rest of the class. "Bakugo, hurry up, nerd. Grab my hand, I'll get you out." He extended his hand, seeing Izuku covered in bruises with broken legs. Izuku, he only looked at Todoroki and Bakugo, noticing a brown-haired girl watching from the classroom with tears streaming down her face. "It's not necessary, Kachan," he said with a calm and sad expression. "I wouldn't get far anyway. I have nothing left to fight for." "Bakugo, what the hell are you doing, idiot? Stop saying that. Your mom," he couldn't finish, as what Izuku said shocked him and Todoroki. "Izuku, my mother died, Kachan. They told me a few hours ago," he said, looking at his friend in disbelief. "Please, give her a proper burial and apologize to her for me. Maybe if I had been better, no one would be disappointed and everyone would believe in me," he said with small tears falling, unable to cry more. After this, the ice wall broke, revealing their angry classmates and the two heroes. They moved to drag Izuku towards the exit, followed by the rest of the class. As they reached the exit door, someone spoke up. "Bakugo, damn it, he didn't do anything," he said with anger, tears falling from his eyes. "Deku is innocent." Uraka, with tears in her eyes seeing her friend and secret crush being taken to prison. "Let him go, he didn't do anything." Izuku, hearing this, only turned to look at his former class. Accepting his fate, he knew it wasn't meant for him but was forced upon him. Despite his difficulty speaking, he had something to say. "Izuku, believe me," he gasped. "These filthy acts at a reasonable price." His classmates listened more closely. "It's something you'll have to pay for." His classmates were somewhat surprised. What did Izuku mean by saying they would have to pay a reasonable price for their actions? Izuku just looked at the people who had trusted him completely. "Izuku, goodbye, friends. Take care," he said, looking at Todoroki, Bakugo, and Uraka. After saying that, he shed one last tear. As the tear hit the ground, it turned into roses? Yes, white roses with small black spots. The only one who noticed was Uraka, who was amazed. How could tears, something lifeless, turn into something so alive? Izuku was then put into a black van. Bakugo tried to follow, but was stopped by Aizawa, knowing it would cause trouble. Midoriya sat inside, closing his eyes. Despite being usually optimistic and always seeking solutions, he was truly broken. He didn't want to suffer anymore or involve anyone else. He just wanted to stop being a burden. He had lost everything and was now heading to his own personal hell on Earth. After several hours of travel, they arrived. He was quickly taken inside and his few belongings were removed. Although one would think a child would be kept in the lower levels, due to some hero decisions, he was sent to the deepest part of the prison, the place for the worst threats, considered the scum of society. He was quickly put into a cell that looked like it hadn't been used in years. Chains were placed on his limbs, though they weren't needed on his damaged legs. The guards left, putting up a sign above him that mocked him. "Here is Izuku Midoriya, the next symbol of peace. The guards left, leaving the cell door open to receive its welcome. Soon after, several inmates arrived and began beating Izuku for hours. He could do nothing but watch as one by one, they attacked him mercilessly. After hours, the inmates grew tired. Izuku was covered in blood, barely alive, his breathing the only sign of life. But soon, the door to his cell opened, revealing several familiar faces. Hello, Midoriya. Izuku, T. Tomura? Soon after, several inmates arrived and began to beat Izuku for hours. He couldn't do anything and watched as one by one they struck him mercilessly. After hours, the inmates grew tired. Izuku was covered in blood and looked almost dead, but for his shallow breathing. Life wasn't looking up for him as a portal opened before him, and several familiar faces stepped out. Hi, Midoriya. Izuku, T. Tomura? Izuku was shocked to see the League of Villains behind him. He knew why they were there but was too injured to resist. Tomura, you look terrible, ha 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 ha. His tone showed he was pleased to see the person who troubled him so badly in such a state. Izuku, your face looks worse. Tomura, well, useless, since everyone betrayed you, wouldn't you want revenge? He said with a deceptive tone, just tell us everything about UA, schedules, classrooms, teachers, and plans. Izuku, I refuse, he said, trying to stay strong. Tomura, you don't get it, do you? Then snapped his fingers, and a couple of people came out of the portal. Dabi, Toga, have some fun with him. A smile formed on his face. Dabi stood to the side, while Toga came to the front. Toga, hi Greenie, wanna have some fun with us? She played with a knife she had. Dabi began heating the chains around Izuku's hands and legs until they glowed red. Izuku could only scream as the burning pain was unbearable. On top of that, Toga started making shallow cuts on him, enough to make him bleed. Unexpectedly, Toga drew a large heart on his chest to show her love for his blood. After several hours, they left him for Tomura. Tomura, well, kid, speak up, or do you want to repeat this? Izuku, struggling to speak, no matter how much why you torture me, I won't talk, I'm not a dirty traitor. Tomura, impressive, kid. Looks like I'll have to break you mentally too, but that's no problem, alright, then bring it out. From the portal came a TV. It turned on to show a scene familiar to Izuku. It was the place where his mother was killed, and he saw a green-haired woman in that place. Izuku, turn IT off, Tomura, turn IT off. Tears fell as he saw the person he loved most in the world. It's my mother. In the video. In a cafe, everything seemed normal as people came and went, ordered, and waited. However, no one expected a huge explosion at the entrance. A large cloud of dust rose, and when it cleared, a figure with ash blue hair and a Nomu appeared. Tomura, bring her to me, Nomu, he said, pointing to the mother of the green-haired boy, who was lying on the ground, having been caught in the explosion. The Nomu obeyed, carrying the green-haired boy's mother in front of Tomura. He immediately began choking her without touching her with his fingers. Her face showed fear and terror. Tomura then spoke. Tomura, Mrs. Midoriya, this isn't personal, but your son has caused me a lot of trouble, so I have to do this, he said, easing the grip. But don't worry, I'll let you say goodbye to your son. After all, he'll see this. Inko, struggling to speak, knowing she had to say goodbye to her son. Izuku, am my little great hero, I'm sorry I can't stay by your side, but I know you'll become the greatest hero in Japan. Tears began to flow from her eyes, knowing it was her last goodbye. Please take care and promise me you'll be number one. Tomura began tightening his grip. I love you, my son, I'll always love you, never forget that. Tomura tightened his grip more and more until the green-haired woman stopped moving. Tomura, well, I thought she'd last longer, can't have everything in life. But to be sure, the sound of something breaking was heard, as Tomura snapped her neck to ensure she was dead. End of video. Izuku was crying uncontrollably. He had witnessed the murder of his mother, the person who supported him most in life, who would have stood by him despite being accused of betrayal. Tomura, so, kid, anything to say? Will you talk now? He taunted, enjoying the green-haired boy's pain. Izuku, he looked up, now filled with hatred. You'll pay for this, I swear I'll make you suffer a fate worse than death. Tomura just laughed and left, knowing he couldn't extract any more information from Izuku, having finally broken him completely. Izuku slowly fell asleep after hours of crying. Izuku, what? Where am I? He found himself in a pitch-black place with no light. I guess I'm dead. His suspicions were confirmed as a female figure approached him. Why you are? Yes, Izuku, I am Nana Shimura, Toshinori's teacher. Komura just laughed and left, knowing he couldn't get any more information because he had completely broken Izuku. Izuku slowly started to fall asleep after hours of crying. Izuku, what? Where am I? He was in a completely dark place with no light. So I guess I'm dead. His suspicions were confirmed as he saw a female figure approaching. Why you are? Yes, Izuku, I am Nana Shimura, Toshinori's teacher. He couldn't believe it. The Master of All Might was right in front of him. He knew she had died a while ago, so the answer seemed obvious. Izuku, wow, so I'm dead, he said, looking at the ground. Well, at least I'll get to be with my mother. A smile formed on his face. Nana, I'm sorry for what happened to you, and I deeply regret the loss of your mother. Izuku, thanks, but I guess you'll be able to see her and be with her. Nana, I'm afraid not, Izuku. Izuku looked at Nana, confused, since he thought he was dead. You haven't died yet. Izuku, what do you mean? But I'm seeing you. Nana, no, Izuku, we're inside the core of One for All, where the previous users and I, so to speak, reside. Izuku, but how am I here? I was supposed to have passed One for All to him. Nana, that's what I wanted to discuss with you. Izuku was even more intrigued, wondering what Nana wanted to talk about and how he ended up there. Nana, tell me, why did you do it? Why did you pass One for All to Toshinori? Izuku, it's simple. My friends and fellow heroes consider me a traitor. I've suffered a lot trying to control it, and I lost my mother. I really think that power would be better with someone else. He couldn't finish because Nana interrupted him. Nana, are you really going to give up that easily? She spoke with a hint of anger. We all suffer in life. You've fought and trained for that power. If you had just resisted a little longer, One for All would still be with you. Izuku, I know, but since he chose me as his successor, I've been living a torment that I'm not willing to endure anymore. Nana, just like that? Is that your excuse? I would have pushed through and sought the truth instead of giving up. She was interrupted by Izuku. Izuku, that's the thing, Nana. I'm not you, so don't compare us. I knew that if I tried to forcefully pass on One for All, it wouldn't let me. That's what it told me, which is why I gave it up completely. Nana, and despite knowing that, you gave it up. You should have fought a little more, but both your mind and heart gave it up completely. Why? Izuku, I've suffered all my life for just one reason, my desire to become the #1 hero. From the age of 4 until now, I've suffered more than you can imagine. So it's better to let that dream go. Tears began to flow from his eyes. If only I had stayed away from that foolish dream, my mother would still be alive. Nana listened and said nothing more. The green-haired boy was right, he had suffered a lot. She finally understood that his only desire was to stop suffering and return to how things were before. Nana, I understand. Maybe if I had trained Toshinori better, he would have learned to believe in the people important to him, no matter what happened. I'm disappointed in you, Toshinori. She remembered her student and successor. But now is not the time for regrets. Don't worry, I understand and respect your decision because. She started to approach the green-haired boy. Difficult decisions require strong wills. Izuku looked at Nana and gave her a hug because he really needed it, but then he noticed he was starting to disappear. Nana, you're starting to wake up. Listen carefully, Izuku, there are still embers within you. Since you gave it up completely, you can only use it one more time, so I suggest you save it for when it's truly necessary. Izuku, I understand, Nana. Thank you, I really needed that hug. His body began to completely disappear. And I'm sorry for being the worst and weakest bearer, he said with a sad tone before disappearing completely. Nana, poor boy, he's truly suffered a lot. But I don't understand how Toshinori didn't believe in him. Maybe I was wrong about him. She said with sadness. It seems that boy is hiding something, but it's better if he discovers it himself. Outside of Ofa. Izuku woke up, not knowing how much time had passed. With no sunlight, it was hard to tell, so he guessed it had been several hours. He noticed a familiar figure approaching him. You really fooled me, kid. I thought you were a true hero. The voice reflected death. Izuku, Stain? Izuku woke up, unsure how much time had passed since there was no sunlight to gauge. He guessed it had been hours. He noticed a familiar figure approaching him. You really fooled me, kid. I thought you were a true hero, said the figure in a deadly tone. Izuku, Stain? Stain appears with his sword. Stain walked slowly towards the green-haired boy, still chained up. Stain, you're disappointing. I thought you were a true hero like All Might, but I was wrong, he said, moving his sword closer. To Stain's surprise, Izuku gave a calm smile. Izuku, well, you're not the first to disappoint me. Go ahead, do it, he closed his eyes. It will be an honor to be killed by Stain, the hero killer. Stain, with his sword at Izuku's neck, tell me something, kid. Did you do it? Izuku was surprised, expecting his head to be severed. Izuku, do you think I would? Stain didn't answer. Izuku, no, I didn't. But I'm still stuck here. And All Might, who I considered my father and mentor, did nothing. So, do me a favor and kill me. There's no point in staying here, he closed his eyes again. Stain made a clean cut, but only to break the chains, leaving Izuku shocked. Stain then left without a word. Izuku, damn, and I really wanted to die. Oh well, he tried to get up, but his legs were badly injured and numb. Great, I guess even recovery girl can't help me. He lay back down. Later, he was given some food, which was barely edible. He nearly vomited several times but finished it to avoid starving or worsening his injuries. Hours later, a portal appeared, and Tomura, Dabi, and Toga emerged. Izuku knew why they were there and accepted his fate. Tomura, so, ready to talk? Izuku, what the hell do you want? Tomura, is that how you talk to your mother? Oh wait, she's dead too, ha ha, Tomura laughed maniacally. Izuku, yeah, and you mock the dead. Your mother wouldn't like that, oh wait, she's dead too, ha ha. He barely managed to laugh but wanted to retaliate. Tomura then hit him several times to silence him. Tomura, tell me everything about UA. Izuku, I refuse, he said seriously. Tomura snapped his fingers, and the torture resumed with Dabi heating the chains and Toga making cuts. After several hours, they left, leaving Tomura with Izuku. Tomura, give up? Izuku, struggling no. Tomura scratched his neck, frustrated that the green-haired boy wouldn't speak. Tomura, fine, if that's how it is, I'll make you watch this again. A TV appeared showing a video of Izuku's mother. Listen up, useless. Every day, we'll make you suffer, and I'll play this video over and over until you talk. I don't care how long it takes, I'll make you speak, he started the video. Izuku had to watch the video of his mother being killed by Shigaraki over and over for hours. Each time her farewell scene played, he shed tears. Tomura was indifferent. Hours later. Tomura, so, kid, what do you have to say now? Izuku, my name is Izuku Midoriya. I dream of getting out of here, becoming the #1 hero, and giving you a fate worse than death. Tomura, laughing, you're really funny. Ever thought about being a comedian? Izuku, no, I'm here to talk about the initiative. Screw you. After a few more laughs, Shigaraki left, leaving Izuku badly injured. He started to fall asleep, the only way to escape the pain. The next day was the same, attacks from other prisoners, eating questionable food, and torture from the League. After days of this routine, Izuku felt worse after another round of torture. He asked Stain for help, who initially ignored him but eventually helped because Izuku wouldn't stop asking to be taken to the infirmary. In the Tartaros infirmary. Doctor, damn, kid, what happened to you? Izuku, I don't know. I'm not a scientist. Doctor, at least you still have your humor. He started reviewing Izuku's x-rays. Izuku, it's all I have left. After a few minutes, the doctor finished his examination. Doctor, listen up, your legs are badly damaged and have been for a long time. Izuku listened closely. Doctor, because of your injuries, your legs are now unusable, so we'll need to amputate them. Izuku had expected this. The damage he'd sustained at UA was severe. Doctor, they're also starting to get infected, so you have two options: keep your legs and live for 3 to 7 weeks at most, or amputate them and continue living. Izuku looked down. He had lost everything, and now it seemed like he was losing his legs too. A few days ago, he might have asked to keep them, but now he had a promise and a dream, something to hold on to. Izuku, amputate them, doc. It's better to live without legs than to die. He gave the doctor a smile. And look on the bright side, I can finally say I'm below the floor, ha ha. Doctor, all right, the operation will be tomorrow. For now, we'll prepare you for it. Izuku nodded and fell asleep in the infirmary. Izuku looked down. He had lost everything, and now his legs too. It felt like fate was against him. A few days ago, he might have asked to keep his legs, but now he had a promise and a dream, something to hold on to. Izuku, amputate them, doc. It's better to live without legs than to die. He gave the doctor a smile. And look on the bright side, I can finally say I'm below the floor, ha ha. Doctor, all right, the operation will be tomorrow. For now, stay here and we'll prepare you. Izuku nodded and fell asleep in the infirmary. The next day. Izuku was in the operating room, knowing it was either this or death. He chose the amputation, though the operation was risky due to his multiple injuries. Several hours later. After the surgery, Izuku woke up on a hospital bed in the infirmary. He tried to move his legs but. Izuku, still groggy from anesthesia, what happened? He moves and feels nothing. Oh no, I can't feel my legs. He checks his body. Oh, they're not there. Imagine it's Izuku reacting. The doctor rushed in after hearing the scream. Doctor, what's wrong? Did something happen? Izuku, huh? No, nothing, doc. Just shocked about not having legs, but I'm fine, without legs but okay. Doctor, I understand. Try to rest. You'll stay here for a few weeks to avoid complications from your wounds. Izuku, okay, doc. I don't miss my cell. Doctor, rest up. I have other matters to attend to. I'll check on you later. King Crimson. Time skip 8 months. POV Izuku. I've been here for over 8 months. About a month after the surgery, I went back to my cell. It was better than a hospital bed, but after several hours, Shigaraki showed up with an annoyed expression. Flashback. Tomura, angrily look who decided to show up, the useless green hair. Where the hell have you been? He sees Izuku and starts laughing. Ha 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 ha, so that's it. I didn't think that would happen. Izuku, well, I've had worse days. Tomura, I thought you had escaped or maybe died, but I was told you were in the infirmary. I didn't expect this. It was a hassle to find you. Izuku, and why were you looking for me? Just so you know, I'm not interested, so stay away, you old perv. He moved away in his wheelchair. Tomura, shut up already. You've delayed your torture for a month, but now. He snapped his fingers, and Toga appeared behind him. Since Dabi can't burn your legs anymore, she'll take over. Have fun, crazy, he said before entering the portal. Toga, hi there, my little green. Did you miss me? Izuku, not really. Toga, approaches with her knife but I missed you, my greenie. For the next few hours, Toga made cuts all over Izuku's body, focusing on the heart he had on his chest. Even though Izuku's body couldn't be cut as easily as before, the pain was still intense, and his leg wounds made it even worse. Later, Shigaraki returned with the TV and played the video for another couple of hours. All that could be heard was the TV and Izuku's tears falling to the ground. Tomura, so, kid, what will you say now? Izuku, my name is Izuku Midoriya. I dream of getting out of here, becoming the #1 hero, and giving you a fate worse than death. Tomura, you're persistent, but without legs, you won't be able to do much. I have an idea, why not enter a race where Jesus gives you back your legs in exchange for killing the president, ha ha ha. He then entered the portal. End of flashback. It's been tough for me, and I'm starting to lose my sanity. I'm resigned to staying here for the rest of my life. I've seen a white-haired man in a black trench coat come to the prison occasionally. He looks like a priest and always takes someone away. Maybe he'll get me out of here if I'm lucky. End of POV. It was partly true, Izuku was gradually losing his sanity. Being locked up and tortured for so long was incredibly hard. But, sometimes things happen for a reason, and no one would have imagined that a light would come to save Izuku as if sent by fate. Guard 1, what did a beauty like you do to end up here? Question mark, none of your business, idiot. Guard 2, show some respect, brat. Question mark, make me. The guard threw her into the cell, and curiously, it was the cell right in front of Izuku's. Question mark, great. I guess I'll get used to this. I doubt my idiot father even knows I'm here. Izuku heard this. Who could the person in the cell opposite him be? The guard put her in the cell, but the strange part? He put her in the cell right in front of the green-haired guy. Question mark, great, I guess I'll get used to it. My stupid father probably won't even know I'm here. Izuku heard this. Who is the person in the cell in front of him? Hours passed. Izuku tried to sleep, knowing the League would come back soon. Izuku's POV. I've tried to sleep, but I'm curious about who's in the cell in front of me. Earlier, I saw a guard looking into the girl's cell and then leaving with a smile. That's odd. Usually, they leave happy only after hurting someone or giving bad news. As soon as the guard left, I heard the girl lamenting, saying no, this can't be happening, no 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 no. Maybe they told her something about her sentence or a family member. I haven't seen her since there's no light in the cells, just her voice. She sounds like she's about 20, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm stuck here on the lowest level. If I try to get close, I'll probably be killed. Even though it might have been better before, I can't die without killing Shigaraki first. End of POV. Hours later, everything went as usual. Toga cut him and made him bleed, while Dabi burned his arm slightly to cause immense pain but avoid scars. And of course, there was the video of his mother's death. Tomura, so, kid, what will you say? Izuku, my name is Izuku Midoriya, he said while gasping and trying to recover from the torture, and I have was interrupted. Tomura, yeah, I know, kid. The impossible dream of getting out and killing me. Let's see when you change that stupid phrase, he said before leaving. Though Tomura wouldn't admit it, he was getting tired of visiting the freckled kid every day and was starting to think it was a waste of time. After Shigaraki left, Izuku tried to stop the bleeding with his hands since he had nothing else. He decided to go to the infirmary, even though they didn't treat anyone. He had become good friends with the doctor, who said he could come whenever he wanted. But as he was about to leave, someone stood in front of his cell. Izuku, damn, whoever it is, they're here to kill me. This is the end, who are you? The person didn't answer, just slowly moved closer, and was barely visible due to the poor lighting. Izuku, damn it, I'll have to use my last OFA to try to escape since fighting isn't a good option, please, I just want to go to the infirmary. Can you leave me alone? The person stopped and, to Izuku's surprise, spoke. ? If you want, I can take you. This left the green-haired boy shocked. Was someone offering help? Izuku, excuse me? What the hell, no one offers help here. It must be a trick. ? I heard they were torturing you, and I waited until they were done to come help. Are you okay? Izuku, couldn't finish as he coughed up a lot of blood. ? No, you're not okay. Let me help, you said while extending a barely visible hand. Izuku, damn it, I have no other choice. It's either die from this or die fighting. At least they can say I fought, oh okay, but at least tell me your name? ? Oh right, sorry. I forgot to introduce myself while coming to help, said the figure as they began to walk and became fully visible. ? My name is Kujo Jolyne. Izuku, nice name, Izuku Midoriya. Jolyne, let's go. Just tell me where the infirmary is and I'll take you there, didn't she recognize me? Then positioned herself behind him to start pushing him. Izuku, thanks, it's this way, pointing down a hallway. Hours later, Izuku looked much better. Most of his wounds had healed, thanks to the doctor's quirk. To his surprise, Jolyne was still there. Jolyne, ready to go? Izuku, is she still here? She must be planning something, yes, thanks. Izuku, why is she staying? Is she here to talk? Could it be Toga? Thanks for the help, though I could have made it alone. Jolyne, don't worry, it would have taken you a long time to get here anyway. Izuku, damn it, I need to ask her, so, why did you help me? Jolyne, it's simple. You couldn't do anything, and you don't seem dangerous. Izuku, being in a wheelchair doesn't make me look dangerous. Jolyne, well, you're right about that. Izuku, yeah, being like this isn't much help. If I had legs, I could do much more. Jolyne, what happened to you to end up like this? Izuku, looking surprised, huh? You don't know? Jolyne, oh no, I'm dealing with someone dangerous. He must have done something big to say that, no, I don't know. Izuku, haven't you heard of the UA traitor? How does she not know? Jolyne, no, I haven't. Should I? Traitor? Izuku, I'm here because I betrayed UA by giving information to the villains, then clenched his fists, and later they betrayed me by showing a video to UA, which got me discovered. This shocked Jolyne. How could a guy who looks about 19 end up in this place just for that? Jolyne, so, you're down here just for that? In that case, he's not dangerous, and since he has no legs, I think I can be around him safely. Izuku, the heroes made some moves that ended with me here, and the result was losing my legs, She seems to have swallowed the traitor story. I should clear things up before she believes it, ha ha. Jolyne, that sounds rough. Why did you do it? Izuku, smiling slightly, hey, relax. I didn't do it. I'm a good actor, but not that good. Jolyne, is he messing with me? What do you mean? Izuku, I would never betray anyone. This was just a trap from the villains, and no one believed me, which is why I ended up here. Jolyne, he seems to be telling the truth, and what is UA? Izuku was surprised she didn't know about UA. Izuku, where are you from? Jolyne, the United States. Why? Izuku, oh, that's why. UA is the biggest hero school in Japan. It's very prestigious, and few people get in. I was one of them. Jolyne, so, you plan to be a hero? Izuku, certainly, but as you see, looking at where his legs should be, even if I get out of here, I don't think I can do much. Jolyne, if this is how they treat a hero wannabe, how do they treat a villain? And how did you lose your legs? Izuku, when they captured me, my former teammates attacked me and focused on my legs to stop me from escaping. After a while without treatment, they had to amputate them. Jolyne, he's been through a lot, maybe when you get out, you could go to Germany. I heard German technology is the best in the world, or so my grandfather says. Izuku, maybe I'll go if I ever get out of here. She's gotten information out of me. I've been careless, but now it's my turn, so, why are you locked up? Jolyne, I was with a guy named Romeo. We went out for drinks, and on the way back, he ran over an important Japanese official. Izuku, so he didn't do anything, and just because of that? Jolyne, right after, a hero showed up, and he was going to stop us, but Romeo attacked and killed him. More heroes came, and Romeo escaped, blaming everything on me, she said with a sad look. Izuku, in that case, she's innocent. Maybe she's trustworthy, I see, it looks like both of us have had a rough time. Is there anyone trying to help you get out? Jolyne, I don't think so. My mom is in the United States, so it'll take time for her to find out, and... Her voice turned bitter and angry, and I doubt my idiot father cares that I'm here. Izuku, so we're in similar situations, I see. That's a shame. I had someone who could have helped, but they can't anymore, and I never knew my father, but it doesn't matter. Jolyne, my father is a miserable person. He never cared about me, always more interested in traveling or being in his lab. My mom is the only one I have, but she's now divorced from that idiot. Izuku, you should calm down. He must have had his reasons, don't you think? Jolyne, maybe, but he never dared to say anything. The last time I saw him was when I was 14, and it's been 3 years since then. Izuku, now that I think about it, we didn't say our ages. I'm 17, and you? Jolyne said she was also 17. Wow, in that case, you might be a bit right. Jolyne is 17 here to fit the story better, though she's 19 in Stone Ocean. Jolyne, the last time I saw him, he put me in a juvenile detention center for something I didn't do, she said with clear hatred. Izuku, you've had a rough life, haven't you? Jolyne just nodded, yeah, me too. Jolyne, wait, is there more to your story? Izuku, I was born quirkless. My best friend used to beat me up every day for it. I only had my mom, no father. I always dreamed of being a hero, but when they told me I had no quirk, everything fell apart. Jolyne kept listening, not wanting to stop him. Izuku, after several years, the number one hero, All Might, offered to make me his successor and give me his quirk, super strength. It broke my bones every time I used it. He never showed me how to use it properly. My head was full of dreams and hopes, but it all went to hell, and he took my power away. Jolyne, I'm so sorry, she was interrupted by Izuku. Izuku, but on the same day they betrayed me, I was told my mom had been killed. Jolyne was shocked, knowing from what Izuku had said, his mom was all he had. Izuku, and if you didn't notice, the League of Villains comes every day to get information from me. I don't give them anything, so they torture me and always play a recording of my mother's death, day after day. This last part shocked Jolyne even more, realizing he was tortured daily and still remained strong. Izuku, well, sorry to end this nice conversation, but I think they're looking for you, he pointed to the guard outside her cell. Jolyne, yeah, I'll come back later if you need me, she started to leave. Izuku, I'm disabled, not useless, he said with a hint of mockery. Dash with Jolyne. Guard, they're looking for you in the visiting room. Jolyne, and who is it? Guard, a Mr. Kujo Jotaro. Guard, you have a visitor in the visiting room. Jolyne, and who is it? Guard, someone named Kujo Jotaro. Jolyne was surprised. She hadn't expected a visit, especially not from her father. She followed the guard to the visiting room. In the visiting room, a 40-year-old man was in the visiting room. To most, he might seem like an ordinary man, but in reality, he was someone who had kept the world safe from stand users. In his youth, he had great adventures with his grandfather and friends. Today, he's a well-known marine biologist and the heir to the Speedwagon Foundation. A 40-year-old man was in the visiting room. To most, he might seem ordinary, but he was actually someone who had protected the world from stand users. Though he had thrilling adventures in his youth with his grandfather and friends, he is now a respected marine biologist and the heir to the Speedwagon Foundation. How are you? Jolyne, now you care, father? Jotaro, yer days. I'm doing everything I can to get you out of here. Just be patient, Jolyne. Yer days translates to give me a break. Jolyne, sure, having a daughter in prison doesn't look good for you with your friends worldwide, does it? Jotaro, Jolyne, that's not it. I'm just trying to. Jotaro is interrupted. Jolyne, oh, now you care, when you haven't seen me in 3 years. The last time you were here was just to sign me into a reform school for something I didn't do. She says with clear annoyance, I don't really know why you're here. Jotaro, you need to understand that I have my reasons for wanting to get you out of here, mainly because you're my daughter. Jolyne, well, I wouldn't say you're really my father. I see my grandfather as more of a father figure than you. Despite his age, he's treated me better. Jotaro, I know you're upset, but everything I did was to protect you. I wish I hadn't distanced myself from you, but it was all for your safety. Jolyne, is being away from your daughter for her whole life protecting her? If that's the case, I have a friend inside who's always been safe. Jotaro, a friend? All right, listen carefully. Given where you are and your age, it's time to tell you the truth. This caught Jolyne's attention. What I'm about to tell you is the story of the Joestar family and how it affects us and those connected to us, and the real reason I stayed away from you. Jolyne, haven't we always had everything, thanks to a friend of my grandfather Joseph? Jotaro, pay attention. It all started in 1880 with your great-grandfather Jonathan Joestar and his adoptive brother. He says this with some resentment. Dio Brando. A few hours later. Jotaro, with the help of Polnareff and Bucciarati, I defeated Diavolo, who apparently lost his stand. I've been investigating, but I don't know how it happened. That was nearly 10 years ago, but putting that aside, I managed to get one of the arrows, the second to last one in existence. Jolyne, so that's why you were never with us. Jotaro, after that, I spent years searching for the last arrow. I haven't found it yet, but I know it's here in Japan, with a follower of Dio. According to Dio's diary, his name is Enrico Pucci. He was responsible for the death of Dio's 3 children. Jolyne, children? Jotaro, from my research, I know Dio had 4 children. One died at birth. The others were named Donatello, Ungalo, and Riquel. The 4th was named Haruno or Giorno, as written on his tombstone. Pucci killed them because, even though they were Dio's children, they were just a hindrance to his goals. Jolyne, so, you stayed away to keep us safe from his followers? Jotaro, in short, yes. Jolyne, damn, he's telling the truth. I need to be careful, they might be looking for someone related to the Joestars, especially that Dio follower. Anyway, that's a good excuse, but it doesn't change the years you were away. I don't think you can make up for lost time. At this point, the guard arrived. The extra time was up due to Jotaro's donation. Guard, Dr. Kujo, I'm afraid time is up. Jotaro, yer days. Listen, Jolyne, I'll get you out of here, and I promise I'll help you make up for lost time. Now that you know everything, take care, my daughter. Jolyne, yeah, whatever. She left to return to Izuku. Jotaro, I'll get you out of here, daughter. In Izuku's cell. Izuku was where Jolyne had left him, asleep. Jolyne, at the cell door. I shouldn't disturb him. Also, I'd like to think about what he said about the problems Joestars face. She then returned to her cell. Hours later. Jolyne woke up suddenly from hearing someone scream. When she got up, she realized the screams came from Izuku's cell. Although she had spoken with him and had a good chat, she didn't feel the need to help. She knew what happened to him was almost daily, so she thought her interference wasn't necessary, or at least that's what she believed. Later. Jolyne was helping Izuku, who, though injured, didn't need to go to the infirmary. Jolyne, damn, maybe I should have come to help you sooner. Helping Izuku with his wounds. Izuku, it's not necessary. I can be in a wheelchair, but I can still do some things, though defending myself isn't one of them. You could get hurt, and I don't want to involve you. That guy is very dangerous. You couldn't do much against him and his quirk. Jolyne, what's his quirk? Izuku, it disintegrates everything he touches with his 5 fingers. I can't imagine how he manages that. Jolyne, wow, that's really dangerous. How the heck does he manage that? Izuku, I won't deny it. But if I get the chance, I'll kill him. But tell me, what did they say? Was it related to the guard who stayed by your cell the other day? Jolyne had a typical JoJo expression, where her eyes darkened completely. Jolyne, what the hell did he notice? This is really bad. Yes, my father visited me. Izuku, from what you've told me, he'd be the last person to visit you. What did he say? Is he going to get you out of here? Jolyne, I don't think he can get me out, and he seems trustworthy. Plus, I'd like to hear his opinion. He said a few interesting things and supposedly, he might get me out of here, although I doubt it. If he does, it's probably just to fix his image with his daughter in prison. Izuku, what interesting things did he say? Jolyne, look, we've just met, and you've been here a while, but you've proven trustworthy. I'm bored, so whatever. Have you heard of the Joestar family? Izuku, I think I've heard that name before. Jolyne, and what about the Speedwagon Foundation? Izuku, what the hell, is there a connection? Are you talking about the most powerful foundation in the world? He said with some intrigue. Jolyne, yes, I belong to the Joestar family, which owns that company. Izuku was very surprised, his face showed it, which Jolyne noticed. It was hard to believe that a member of one of the world's richest families was in prison with him. Izuku, but you're a Kujo, right? Jolyne, my great-grandfather was a Joestar, and due to my grandfather's surname, my father became a Kujo. Izuku, I see. That's why it took so long. Your father must have paid for extra time. The rich always humiliating the poor, ha. Jolyne just nodded and gave a slight smile. Jolyne, look, there's nothing to do here, so since I'm already here, I'll tell you why my father stayed away from me, and I'd like your opinion on what he did, though I don't think it's a good excuse. She said with a serious expression. Izuku, go ahead. Jolyne, well, my father is Jotaro Kujo. At 17, he awakened a power greater than quirks. Izuku was surprised. A power he called a malevolent spirit. Izuku kept listening, intrigued by her description. A stand. Izuku, what's a stand? He said with curiosity. Jolyne, it's the physical manifestation of the user's soul and can take any form, based on how life has treated the user or their desires and traumas. Izuku, is that possible? Jolyne, very few people have one. My father's is called Star Platinum, named after the tarot, but often the name depends on the user's desires. Izuku, that's a cool name. Do you have one too? Jolyne, yes, I awakened mine a while ago when I was in a reform school. Jolyne then summoned a humanoid being similar to her in height and build. Izuku, wow, that's amazing. It must be very strong. Jolyne, not as much as my father's. Izuku, what did you name it? Jolyne, I haven't named it yet. I didn't really think it needed a name. Izuku, I guess you want to be free and get out of here, especially since you awakened it in a different kind of prison. Jolyne, yes, but what does that have to do with it? Izuku, how about he said with his finger on his chin, stone free. Jolyne, I like it. It reflects my desire and need to be free, right? Izuku just nodded and it fits with the names in my family, she said with a cheerful tone. Izuku, what do you mean? Jolyne, the names of my family's stands are based on stones or precious materials. Izuku, your family? Jolyne, yes, everyone in my family has a stand. Izuku, and why do you say they're based on stones? Jolyne, my father's stand is Star Platinum, and an uncle with a terrible hairstyle has Crazy Diamond. Somewhere in Japan. Damn, I felt that tingle again. That means someone dared to insult my amazing hairstyle. Back in Tartarus. Jolyne, and I'm stone free. I like it, you're really good at this. Izuku, I try my best. But tell me, what happens next in the story? Jolyne, after awakening it, my father had to search for an old enemy of our family who had cursed my father's mother. Izuku was shocked. He knew about rituals and things like that, but he never imagined curses were real. Jolyne, and he went on an adventure to stop him. Hours later. Jolyne, after reading the diary, he burned it and has been searching for the arrows since then. He feared we might get hurt by one of that guy's followers, so that's why he stayed away. Izuku couldn't believe it. That guy had done so much to try to keep balance and peace in the world. He had stopped someone who could freeze time. He knew even a symbol of stupidity couldn't stop someone who could be considered a god. Izuku, your father sounds amazing, and that JoJo nickname sounds really cool. Jolyne, yes, but I don't know what to think now. He stayed away to protect us, but I don't know how much of that is true. Only my mother calls me JoJo, and I don't like it much. Izuku, even though it's hard to believe, we live in a world where most people have different abilities. So I think your father did the right thing. An enemy will always try to hurt what you love. Jolyne stayed silent. What Izuku said was true, but she was still grieving. If her father had to stay away to protect her, why wasn't he there when she needed him most? She wasn't sure what to think. Izuku, anyway, that's what I would have done. Even though it's tough for both me and the people I care about, I'd know I was doing the best thing. Jolyne smiled and took out the amulet her mother gave her. She always tried to open it, but it was almost impossible. Jolyne, maybe you're right, but we'll be here for a while, so I can think about it. Izuku, trust me, you'll have plenty of time to think. I've been here for 8 months, and I've had all the time in the world. Jolyne, you're right. Do you feel hungry? Izuku, a little, though the food here is awful. Jolyne, don't worry, my father made a donation to the prison, so I'll get decent food. Let's go, she said, moving behind him to start pushing the wheelchair. I'll order some for you too. Izuku, how considerate. Even though I'm in a wheelchair, I still have my arms to do things. I'm not completely useless, you know. He said with some sarcasm. Jojo. Jolyne just looked at him and smiled.